Yes, sir.
Hi there. Thanks so much for having me. My name's Alex Larned. I'm a student at Brown University, and I'm here on behalf of Brown students who are deeply upset about this. My fellow students and I have been speaking with people all over Providence, and I've personally heard an overwhelming number of stories about how people's lives will become desperate if they have to pay 50 cents for each ride. I just want to address kind of the general sense that I'm getting of this meeting. I see a lot of people sort of nodding their heads when people are criticizing Logisticare. It seems like the blame is being foisted on them. But I'm wondering, it seems like if you guys don't vote for this bill, if this bill doesn't pass, and then you go into trying to change Logisticare, what happens if you can't change Logisticare because it comes down from the federal level? So what will happen on July 1st is people will bear the burden of dealing with this policy, and then it will be months or who knows how long, or if it happens at all, if Logisticare gets changed. So this lovely woman over here said something like, we happen to get a really bad deal, referring to Logisticare, but what this is going to do is passing that bad deal down to the people who didn't do anything to deserve it. And I guess the entire purpose of a meeting like this is to allow people to advocate for themselves, but it's more difficult for people who are further on in years or for people who have disabilities to mobilize, literally to mobilize, than anyone else, and that's what we're talking about here, mobility. Many people at this hearing took the bus to get here. I actually went down the line when there were more people here and asked everybody, and it was something like 80% of people took the bus to get here to this place. But if no fare passes are eliminated, they wouldn't be able to come to meetings like these in the future to advocate for themselves. Instead of coming here or going to community meetings in their towns or to the library to access the internet and books, they would use their spare dollar to go back and forth to the grocery store. They'll be cut off from their community, and isn't one of the chief purposes of government to allow people to participate in social and civic life. You may have only seen 40 or 50 people here, but if you go to Kennedy Plaza, hundreds of people will tell you that they're worried about how they'll survive, but you may never hear their voices. That's because the people who speak out, the people who came here today, they're the optimistic ones. They think the policy can change, but they're the minority. The vast majority of people I've spoken to are very pessimistic. They don't have faith that their government will pay attention to their needs. They know that their government nearly doubled the estate tax exemption last year so that the son of a wealthy businessman with his partner can get out of paying taxes on $3 million. What chunk of the RIPTA deficit would that get rid of? Brown students think this is undemocratic. Students are better than anyone at mobilizing. If the government takes away the mobility of Rhode Island's most vulnerable populations, we will mobilize on their behalf. And we ride the bus for free. Something about that doesn't seem quite fair to me.
Thank you very much for your testimony. Any questions of the witnesses, please?